Ibn Masud, God be pleased with him, reports that on every night of Ramadan, on announcing Malik, light being from the heavens calls out, O you seeker of good, come near. O you seeker of evil, turn away from evil and open your eyes. Thereafter, the Malik, the unfallen angel, calls out, Is there any seeker for forgiveness that he may be forgiven? Is there anyone with the prayer that his prayer may be heard? Is there anyone wanting anything so that his wish may be fulfilled? Lastly, it should be borne in mind that there are certain conditions under which prayers are accepted. In the absence of these prayers, may be often rejected. Among these is the use of halal food. When haram is consumed, prayers are not accepted. Rasulullah ﷺ said, Many times a greatly distressed person fills up his hands to the heavens, praying and crying, O Allah, O Allah, but the food he eats is haram, not permissible. What he drinks is haram, forbidden. His clothes are of the haram. Then, in such cases, how can his prayer be accepted? A story is related about a group of people in Kufa whose dua used to be always accepted. Whenever a cruel ruler was appointed over them, they used to pray for a curse upon him, which quickly came to destroy him. When Hajjaj became ruler there, he invited these people, amongst others, to a feast. After they had all eaten, he said, I am no longer afraid of the curse upon me from these people, because haram food has now entered their stomachs. At this stage, let us ponder over how much haram is being consumed in these times, when people are even trying to make the taking of interest permissible. We find people going so far as to think that bribery and what is obtained through it is permissible, while our merchants very often justify the receiving people when trading with them. Hadith 7, Mercy of God and His unfallen angels on those who eat the pre-dawn meal. An Ibn Umar radiyallahu anhu qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam an Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna alal mutasahirin. And this is narrated by Tabrani. And Ibn Umar, God be pleased with him, relates that the messenger of God said, Verily, God and his malaika, the light beings, send mercy. Salawat. Saluna is, with two L's, is basically they pray for them. Upon those who eat the pre-dawn meal. Note, how great is Allah's favor upon us, that even the taking of food before dawn for fasting is so greatly rewarded. There are many ahadith in which the virtues of suhoor are explained and the rewards mentioned. Allama al-Aini, the commentator on the Sahih al-Bukhari, has quoted the virtues of suhoor from 17 different Sahaba, and all the ulama are agreed on its being mustahab, desirable. Many people are deprived of this great reward because of their own laziness. Some even go so far as to finish Tarawih, eat some food in lieu of suhur and go to bed. What great blessing do they lose, because suhur actually means food taken shortly before dawn. Some authorities say that the time for suhur commences after midnight. Al-Mirqah, the author of Al-Kashaf, Al-Zamakhshari, divided the night into 6 portions, stating that the last one of these is in the time of suhur, so that when the night from sunset till dawn extends over 12 hours, the last 2 hours would be the correct time for suhur. Then it must also be remembered that to eat at the last permissible time is better and greater in reward than eating earlier, subject to the condition that no doubt arises as to whether suhur had been eaten before the time of dawn. The ahadith are full of virtues of suhur. The Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the difference between our fasting and that of Ahl al-Kitab, the people of previous books, like the Jews and the Christians, lies in our taking food at suhur, which they do not eat. The Nabi has said, eat suhur, because in it lies great blessings. And again, in 3 things are great blessings: in jama'ah, company, eating tharid, and in suhur. In this hadith, the use of the word jama'ah in general, wherefrom we can see that it includes salah with jama'ah and all those righteous deeds done in company, and thus Allah's help comes to them. Tharid is a tasty portion in which baked bread is cooked with meat. The 3rd thing mentioned in this hadith is suhur. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to invite any of the Sahaba to eat suhur with him, he used to say, "Come and take the blessed food with me." One hadith says, eat suhur and circulate yourself for the fast, and sleep in the afternoon siesta, so as to get assistance in waking up in the latter portion of the night for ibadah. Abdullah ibn Harith reports that one of the Sahaba said, I once visited Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam at a time when he was busy in taking suhur. Rasulullah then said, this is the thing full of barakah, blessing, which Allah has granted you. Do not give it up. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in urging us repeatedly for suhur, has said, even though there is no food, then 1 date should be eaten or a drink of water taken. This, when there are definite great advantages and reward in suhur. Muslimin should endeavor to observe this practice as much as possible. However, in all things, moderation is important, and going beyond the bounds of moderation is harmful. Neither should so little be eaten that one feels weak throughout the period of fasting, nor should so much be eaten that it causes discomfort. Repeatedly, we've been prohibited from filling the stomach excessively. In his commentary on Al-Sahih of Al-Bukhari, Ibn Hajar has mentioned various reasons for the barakah of suhur, because in it the sunnah is followed, the way or tradition. Through suhur, we differentiate ourselves from the ways of Ahl al-Kitab, the people of the book, which we are all times called upon to do. It provides strength for the worship of God. It promotes sincerity in worship of God. It aids in preventing a bad temper, which normally comes about as a result of hunger. Suhur is the time when prayers are accepted. At the time of suhur, one gets the opportunity to remember Allah, make remembrance and supplication. These are a few of the major reasons. There are many others as well. Some Sufis are in doubt as to whether the eating of suhur conflicts with the object of fasting or not. They maintain that the object of fasting is to stay away from food, drink, and sexual desires. Therefore, Suhr is against the object of fasting. In my opinion, the amount to be eaten varies according to different persons and their activities. For example, those students who are busy seeking knowledge of Deen, too little food at Suhr, as well as iftar, will be harmful for them. It is better not to have too little, because they seek religious knowledge, which is very important for the preservation and spread of Islam. Similarly is the case of those who are busy with dhikr and other religious activities. Other people who have no such hard work to do should eat little at Suhr. Once, the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam announced to those proceeding for jihad, striving, there is no virtue in fasting while traveling. That was in the month of Ramadan, when some Sahaba were fasting. Allama Shahrani mentions in the Sharh Akna that an agreement was made with us that we should not fill our stomachs completely when eating, especially in the nights of Ramadan. Now, we also have the aspect of the fasting person. There's something about the fasting person here. That he was referring to a company that those people got the merit who broke their fast in order to get the work done that needed to get done. It is better that one should eat less in the nights of Ramadan than on other nights. After all, there's little utility in fasting after filled oneself at suhr and iftar. The religious have said, whoever remains hungry in Ramadan shall remain safe from the evil of shaitan throughout the year until the next Ramadan. Sharh Ihya Ulum al-Din mentions the experience of some saints, such as Sahal ibn Abdullah al-Tustari, who used to eat only once every 15 days, while in Ramadan he ate only one morsel, but in order to follow the sunnah, he used to have a drink of water daily for suhr and iftar. Sheikh Junaid always used to fast throughout the year. However, when his saintly friends would visit him occasionally, he used to break his fast and eat with them, saying, the virtue of breaking fast and eating with friends is not less than that of nafil fasting. Similarly, we can mention the experience of numerous saints who, through eating less, used to discipline their inner selves. But let us bear in mind that we should not be carried to such extremes that religious activities and responsibilities are neglected as a result of weakness in the body, that they're the cause of weakness in the body.